This is Stoked at d2jsp.org with the third installment for the beginning series on Ladder Slasher how-to video. All right, we just went over a couple of the basic functions for chatting. Let's see what else we can go with. Let's do some of the professions. The professions in Ladder Slasher are transmuting, glyphing, Suffuse sensing, fishing, and cooking. All right, let's start with glyphing. This is something that I highly enjoy. The first thing you want to do is put in a tier 1. That's what you start with. To get proficiency, that's what you can do. So go ahead and put it in the item box, hit glyph, and just match the words that come across your screen. Realize that you're going to have to click a lot more times than I am. I'm high in the ranks, so you saw my progress bar go by pretty fast. It's probably going to take you about 45 seconds to do what I just did. But once you're done, what it does is it takes that item and it gives you that stat. And at tier 1, it's 5 minutes. At tier 2, it's 10. Tier 3, 15, and so on. And you can use that. As it says, control click, and you basically get that stat throughout your climb. It's pretty useful, especially at the higher levels. All right, the next one that we're going to go over is transmuting. And I guess it would be important. Let me put on some of this gear. So 41 EE sword. We're going to do an enhanced effect to be a tank leather. And, ooh, I got a 55. Let's put on the 55. And let's go ahead and put our strength charm on. Again, actually, I'll go ahead and go over this now. Here's your, you have 4 items that you can wear. The accessory charm, you notice I didn't populate it. With the accessory charm, the only stat that counts is enhance effect. So if I had this heal charm in my accessory slot, it's going to do nothing for me. I'm not getting that 10 dex bonus, as you can tell here. Remember, it's 50-40, which you start off with. 50-40, I'm sorry. I'm getting 10 strength from my fire charm, but I'm getting nothing from this dex charm. The only thing that counts is enhance effect. When it's in your accessory slot, there is a 25% discount on the mana cost, but the effect is, the power is only 75% of what you got. So basically this mana cost would be 25% less than 21, and my heal would be 25% less of the 9 to 25. All right, just so we understand that. Let's go back to, I'm going to move this out of the way. Let's go back to transmuting. You would put in a tier 1, but I'm going to put in tier 3 because I already have proficiency in it, and I don't have a tier 1 easily accessible. You hit transmute. To begin with, we got to turn this into an essence. So let's transmute this. And basically, you want to keep hitting transmute until the bar goes over. Once volatility goes to the right, you're done. So hit stabilize, and let's move it back to the left-hand side and keep hitting transmute. Right now, we're creating an essence, and with this essence, it's going to enable us to put an essence in with an item, and with that item, it's going to give us new stats. So if we have a magical essence of the same tier 1 magical essence with a tier 1 magical item, we're going to get new stats. So you can't do a level 55. You can't start off at the highest level stuff. You got to work your way up. As you get levels in this, you'll be able to do higher level things. In my profile is a chart on the minimum requirement that you can do to get proficiency points per level rank that you are, and it'll tell you the highest level item that you can do. As you do things that are further away from your minimum, it's going to take longer. This volatility isn't going to move down nearly as quick. So keep that in mind. Let's transmute more. Let's see what we can get out of this axe. It's angelic mystical. Now I'm not putting in the same magical level here, but do realize that when it comes out, it's going to either come out, it has a chance of going as high as an angelic, or it also has a chance of going all the way down to a magical. It does happen sometimes. So to keep it fresh, it's not a guarantee. So let's go ahead and try this. Let's see what happens. Let's transmute. Should have done a tier 1. It would have been quite a bit quicker for this video. Should have probably taken me about 5 seconds. Now the highest monetary potential in my eyes in this game is to do transmuting for the long term. Now it's going to take quite some time to reach that point. It's going to take probably hundreds and hundreds of hours. Well, maybe not hundreds and hundreds, but I would say over 100 hours before you can get to a rank where the items are actually going to be worth quite a bit. There are some people now that are doing level 45s, which if they've got a good roll on this, their item can be worth well over 10,000 foreign gold. There's people that make quite a bit of FG on this. It is a long-term investment. Same with glyphing. Granted, these items that you glyph aren't worth a terrible amount, but this 6 power shot or this 18 int I might be able to sell for 5 to 10 FG. It's a steady income, but more so it's very useful for my climbs. So on my warlock I can use this 18 int, my 6 armor pierce, 12 siphon, 5 mind numb. It makes quite a bit of difference on the power of my character. As you can tell, I just re-rolled it. It came back as a mystical. It's got 9 strength. Now, one thing to note, that I could take this and I could glyph it because 9 strength is pretty useful, but you can also take that glyph into this transmute box, and you can take that glyph and turn it into an essence. So some people do level both glyphing and transmuting, and you will find actually they do Suffuse sensing as well. Ah, crap, let me get some tier 1 items here. Let's see, 1-1. Let's do magical, and let's search. We'll take this. We'll put in my passcode. I would share it, but I know you don't want to hear it. Let's do this again. All right. Suffuse sensing. All right, we need a essence to do this, so let's transmute a tier 1 real fast. Click transmute. So you notice it's quite a bit quicker than the tier 3 that I did. Let's go to Suffuse sensing. Let's put in a tier 1 and good, I don't have any enhance effect on the fish. All right, what Suffuse sensing does is for fish, it would give it enhance effect. Each tier, like right here is a magical, I believe it's 20%. It could give up to 20% enhance effect to this, and the enhance effect would give an extra up to 20% extra life and extra mana. Now, if I had a legendary or a godly or something with, say, plus 6 stats or plus 10 stats or something of that nature, each of those is up to 20% on each magical tier up. So keep that in mind. I could make this up to, I believe, 200 or 220 or something of that nature extra. So it can be a big deal for these here fish. For glyphs, you can Suffuse sense glyphs, and it'll give you an extra duration. It won't make this crit strike higher, but it will make it last, let's say, I don't know, an hour. That's a big deal. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm full. Suffuse sense, you want to keep hitting Suffuse. And what the heck did I just do? Let's try this again. Transmute. As you can tell, I don't Suffuse sense too often. I messed up. All right, the whole point is to, all right, when something comes up with Suffuse, just match whatever the words come up as. You want the permanence not to hit the left before Suffuse sense hits the right. Once this goes to 0, you fail, which I did earlier. So just make sure you pick the right one. It's pretty easy to do. And as you can tell, out of the 20, I got a 14, so it's a little bit higher. Okay, that's basically the point. This takes quite a bit of time to level Suffuse sensing. Fishing. Now there are 2 places that you can fish, here in the pond, or while you're in catacombs, you can find a well, which, if you remember in one of the earlier videos, you can drop whites in, items with no stats, or you can sit there and fish as well. And those wells, from my understanding, you have a better quality of fish that come out. It's not a big deal when you're first starting, but once you, say, have 20 ranks, the fish that come out are generally a percentage. You got a better chance of getting the higher tiered fish than the lowest tier fish. So it does help if you do the ones inside the caddis. All right, let's go ahead and fish. Now, a rod makes this quite a bit easier. It says level 9 fish. It looks like I have an 8 in fishing. So I'm going to make this a level 1 so it's easy. If you put a rod in, it does make this process quite a bit easier. However, if you fail and you don't escape before you fail, then you lose your rod. So it'll allow you to fish without putting a rod in. I do have the room to pick up a fish. So basically, let's try it. If you had a rod, you would left click, drag and drop into here and use it. Again, starting off, you'd need tier 1 rods. So click fish, and I think I'm going to fail this as well. Nope. All right. Basic premise behind it is keep clicking reel, and you want this bottom bar to go to the left before your fishing rod breaks. So let's recast. Keep clicking reel. Let's take turns 1 click at a time. You don't want to see what I was doing is what you shouldn't do, and that was just spam clicking. You should do 1 at a time. It clicks every once a second, so take turns. Click, watch it drop, click, watch it drop, click, hit the snag. There's the basic point on doing this. Not bad, 98 life. Back to town. All right, let's cook. Okay, we got that fish, and I shouldn't have dumped it. This one has 73 mana. Let's cook it. Just keep clicking cook. Again, you want to take the turns. Now, the next one would go, if I stop cooking, I will still get proficiency. And see how it says 99% cooked? I still get proficiency and I still get my item. Now, if I would have let it fail, then let's let it fail here. If I'd let it fail, then it would come out burned. Again, this is 49 life, 10 mana. It's going to give you less stats, and you get no prof. 2 life, negative 95% cooked. Okay, you get the idea. Hardcore cooking is quite valuable. Softcore, again, in one of my guides on how to make form gold in LS, you can read a little bit more about this. If you're playing this, hoping to make quite a bit of form gold, I wouldn't try to rely on these different skills. It's not going to work out too well for you.